Last Saturday, I went on my first ever night out. Very uncoolly, it was a night out with my father and one of his old work friends. But I wanted to go to simply observe, see what was going on in clubs, in bars, whatever. See what life is like at 1 a.m. My word, I certainly found some interesting stuff. And I've said it to many people now. I witnessed the decay of Western society. And I find it funny, but realistically, it's not funny. The future looks grim. I saw so many girls in there dressed so provocatively they may as well have had nothing on. I saw dudes being reliant on alcohol to have a good time, drinking till their head was spinning, only be able to talk to people, to go up to girls when they were intoxicated. Think about that. They need a substance to be able to shut their brain off and be able to talk to someone, to lower their inhibitions. Surely it's much more valuable to simply learn the skill of approaching people and being able to talk to people without alcohol than relying on a drink, on a substance that dehydrates you, makes you into an idiot, than simply just be sober and just become a social guy. Anyway, I also I also saw a guy a few feet away from me get his wallet out, stick his nose in it, take a massive sniff, and then continue with the dance. Obviously, he had to gather himself a bit. I don't know what the heck he was sniffing in his wallet, but whatever drug it was, he seemed to enjoy it. And I was like, wow. Like, I've had a pretty sheltered life. I've not lived in the best neighborhood. Of course, there's people who smoke weed and what have you, and there's druggies about, but I've never witnessed it like that up close. And I remember looking at my dad. He witnessed it as well, and he was just shaking his head like, what the heck is this? But I did have somewhat of a good time. I danced to some music in an Irish bar. Some girls complimented on my Irish dancing as well, which it was literally just me like looking like I knew what I was doing with Irish dancing. Um, Fist bumped a few drunk guys, that sort of thing. Uh, yeah, but I know that I'll never be able to make long, like lasting friends, meet a girl there. Which, if you've done, if you've met a girl on a night out and you're genuinely happy with that girl and genuinely happy with the relationship, who am I to judge? But I know that I am not going to sit my kids down and say, oh, this is how I met your mother. We were in a bar, it was 4 a.m. She was standing on tables, thrusting this chuffing inflatable doll that she found, absolutely plastered. And she happened to fall over, and I caught her. And then she said, oh, do you want to go for a kebab? And that's how we fell in love. That will not be my love story I tell my kids. I will certainly not meet my future wife in a nightclub. And even making friends in a nightclub, like, I'm sure the people in that nightclub were respectable people, decent people, but they're not my kind of people. Not the kind of people who dress the way they do and drink. I perfectly understand why people do it, because it seems very fun. In the short term, in the long term, certainly not. You're going to destroy your body, but in the short term, people were dancing, people were singing, people were having a great time. I did have my street cred kind of dampened on because my dad's friends started dancing next to me when I was trying to dance with some girls. But regardless, people seem to be having a good time. And I'm not trying to put people down for that. I understand that life is full of stress. But it just makes you think about back in the day, how people had fun without alcohol, how they were able to know their limits, how they were able to just there simply to dance to music and maybe make some new friends, fall in love in the most innocent way. Now it's just all about getting plastered, doing drugs, and hoping you get lucky at the end of the night. And this is just the UK. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but my word, the UK is obsessed with alcohol. We have a thing called pre-drinks over here, where you literally start drinking before going out to drink. Like, you do warm-up sets of shots, so you can be loosened up before you go out, so you can be able to speak to girls or dance with people or whatever. It's actually mad what this world is going to. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go on another night out. Not if I'm not invited anyway. I won't be going with my dad and his work friend, but it was certainly very interesting to observe these people, to wonder how you end up like that. And again, I'm not trying to say these people are an absolute mess, but like the guy who was doing drugs from his wallet, like how did your life turn out like that? I'm sure he's the exact same as I would be in similar circumstances. I'm sure that if I'd had the same upbringing as him, same family, lived in the same area, had the same mates, I would have ended up like him. And that is crazy to think about. Crazy to think about how there were so many people like that in the club. I was also thinking about, let's say we go to war and you're in the trenches. You are about to jump over the top to charge with your friends. You could die at this moment. And you look to your left, you've got this skinny fat kid next to you. You've got the kid next to him thinking it's COD and making brain rot memes, saying, oh, this is so Sigma, lol. And then you've got the guy next to you who can only speak to girls when he's pissed up and had a few sniffs of ket. Would you like those odds? Yeah, not me. But anyway, it's a sad life, but we can only focus on ourselves and have the best hopes for the future. But thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day. Share this, like, comment, subscribe. God bless, and take very good care of yourself. Goodbye.